Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got my G20 and we're going to be increasing the power. I mentioned that in my last video when we were having the tail light smoked out, and I've come to Bluespark Automotive. They do tuning boxes. We're going to go and speak to Ed Fisher, who is the founder of Bluespark, I believe, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. I have used Bluespark in my M140i. It's a tuning box which obviously increases power. I was absolutely amazed by the output, hence why we're going to do that. We're going to fit a tuning box to the G20 and we'll see how we get on. Car's going to go onto a dyno. We're going to see what it produces before, get the Bluespark box on, put it back on the dyno and see what the power output increase is. Hopefully guys, you're going to enjoy this video. A lot of people have been saying that the car's always mint in terms of how it looks. Well, check this out. It's absolutely filthy. The car definitely gets driven. So yeah, following this, we might need to take it for a car wash. So the car just went on its kind of stock runs, and we're producing 192.3 horsepower on the first run and 193.7 on the second, and the torque figures 399 newton meters of torque, and then on the second run 426 newton meters. Stock, this car produces 190 horsepower, 400 newton meters of torque, and from what I can see here, Ed, it's pretty much bang on, you know, the stock figures pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's within a tiny margin of what the stock figures should be. Power is completely repeatable between the runs. We quite often find like this will be spurious here. That's not, that little difference at the start will just be like the car settling on the dyno and doing weird things with load control. If we do, we'll do a third run just to ensure that this is the case. But the blue run there will be. Sure. Be like the honest figures of the car's made of. Sorry.
Bit of free advertising, Bluespark.
Yeah. Screensaver set too short there. Yeah, the red run, the start of that will be not valid data, but you can still see like the top end wise, the runs are so close to being on top of each other. Even though it's just run 1 and 2 of the day, like they're really consistent. We'll do a third one just to check, but those figures are bang on kind of what I would expect. It's making a little bit more torque, and we discussed this beforehand. I said I think it'll make probably about factory power and slightly over torque.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest with you, when I'm driving the G20, let me just get in the frame as well here. When I'm, I've got these things on as well. So when I'm driving the G20, and now bear in mind I had the F30.
Yep.
This car definitely feels quicker than the F30 that I had.
Right, okay.
It's noticeable, especially like low down, and I think that torque as well, it really, it feels strong, guys. I had the F30 for a couple of years, and now I've got this, and back to back it is quite noticeable. So I'm not really surprised by these figures, to be honest with you. Interestingly, yes, we will do a third run. I won't really film that, but then we're gonna do the runs with the Bluespark, and we'll take it from there, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's gonna make some serious power. B47 unit. We're going to go ahead and fit the Bluespark box. The wiring loom will fit into the rail sensor and the map sensor, and hopefully we'll get more power out of this. This here is Ed, who is the founder of Bluespark. Ed, do you want to say a few words about the company and what you guys do, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So we manufacture kind of a range of units for diesel and petrol cars. In this case, for the B47, we've got our Pro Plus boost unit today. It installs in literally 2 minutes, and within that time you can get it plugged in. You don't have to be a professional to install it. It's just anybody who's interested in cars, as long as you can follow the instructions, it's pretty straightforward.
I like how you said that, because I clearly, when I was fitting it to B58 on the M140i, I was totally clueless, but the instructions were so basic to follow. It was absolutely easy just to go ahead and unclip a few sensors and literally put the wiring loom on. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, I mean, we try and make the instructions kind of as kind of straightforward as possible, and we try and photograph everything nicely. We've also started doing a range of install videos on our YouTube channel, so we've got a range of install videos that you have a look, see. You might have your vehicle listed there, even if it's not one of these. So yeah, we try and make everything kind of as straightforward for customers as possible, and if you ever do get stuck, just give us a call and we'll try and help you out the best we can.
Brilliant, and I can absolutely vouch for that, because I've looked at Bluespark's website, their Instagram. I'll drop all the details in the comment section below anyway, or in the descriptions rather. They've pretty much got the whole car scene covered, from different manufacturers to different types of models. I mean, the 3 Series, for example, here, they've got obviously the diesels covered, they've got the petrol versions covered as well, and as well as pretty much any hot hatch out there as well. So definitely check them out. We're going to now go and basically fit the Bluespark. So this is the Bluespark unit that we're going to be installing to the G20, Bluespark Pro Boost tuning module. When you order this from Bluespark, literally whatever you see on this bench here, so the wiring loom, the module, these kind of clips here, and this little pouch to cover the unit itself, is literally as part of the kit. You will also get the instructions. So yeah, what we're going to do is go ahead and install this into our G20 over here. So what we've done is we've just quickly whacked off the plastic cover and the heat shield that's underneath, or the insulation one. We're going to use a little pick tool here to take off the sensors. So we've got the fuel rail sensor down here, and we've got the boost sensor up here. So with a pick tool, unless you've got strong nails, you can do it with that, but I don't really want to risk that. You just unclip that. There we go, and by unclipping that, I've taken off the actual sensor as well. And then do the same here. You just give it a bit of a tug, push down on the little thing, and it'll just pop out. So yeah, you just push down on the little tab here, and then just pull out, and that's what we've got here. So that is the boost sensor, and we've got the fuel rail sensor here, which are the 2 sensors that you need to push out. So as part of the kit, we get the wiring loom. Now this wiring loom seems to be fairly long. It is quite long, because it needs to go around the whole engine bay and connect into the module, and they're quite clearly labelled. So there you've got the rail sensor, which is going to clip into it, and that's the bypass unit for the sensor that you've taken out, and that one there is the boost sensor that goes into the boost side of the engine, and that's the bypass thing. So let's go ahead and just pop these in. So that's the rail one, and what we do there is we clip this into the rail sensor. It's probably worth doing this when the engine is cold, because the engine's a bit hot. It's gonna burn your fingers like mine is, because I've just done about 200 miles in the car. So that should just clip in there. You've got to hear the clips, the little click sound, so that kind of shows that it's in. And that's the original sensor, and you fit that into that side, and it's just clicked in there as well. And don't forget to just push that tab in. We do the same on the boost side, which is going to be here. So that bit there is going to go into the original sensor, which is there. Just clicked in, push the tab in, you get the original boost sensor, and you put it through the bypass the right way.
Other way, mate.
The other way, there we go. And it's clicked in, and you push that in. It's as simple as that. So you've got another side of the wiring loom, which is this bit here, and that connects into the Bluespark box itself. And you literally just click it in, and away you go. So at this point you have connected up the rail sensor and the map or the boost sensor there, and the original sensors that you've taken out, they just go into the bypass part of the loom, and it all connects into the Bluespark. Now, as I've said, if I can do it, anyone can do it, and that is without even any instructions, just by having a little bit of knowledge. But the beauty of the Bluespark is that when you do get your kit, it comes with like the full instructions by photographs as well. So it's quite, it's quite hard not to get, to actually get this wrong. It's as simple as that, really. It's literally a plug and play system. I've used this on the M140i, and the beauty of it is you're not having to remap the whole engine. From what I gather, it is all of the software is housed in this little unit, and if you find that it's not for you, you can literally just whack it off, and it won't affect, I'd say it won't affect warranty. There's going to be people out there that will say that it does. I'll leave that to your judgment. All I can go by is I ran my M140i with a Bluespark box, never had any problems with it whatsoever, and I never had any warranty issues either. So that's my opinion, guys. Yours might be slightly different, but it's as simple as that. What we're going to do now is get the car back on the dyno and see how much more power this little thing has produced. So as I mentioned before, the unit comes supplied with this little pouch. So the unit is now in this pouch. That kind of protects it from any rain or any debris or anything like that. You might be wondering, where am I going to install this? There's an area behind the little cladding, the plastic bit down here, which we've just removed very quickly, and it's going to fit underneath this brace bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this under there. It might be the fact that I might run it under this rubber seal, just so that you can hide the loom, and just go ahead and just install it under there and wrap it around the actual brace bar with those tie clips. So that's where it's going to hide. I will go over and show you the full kind of the way it's all kind of sitting afterwards, but just kind of short on time, and we just need to get this done. But hopefully once it's fitted, I'll go through it with you in a little bit more detail. Guys, we've now just had the car fitted with the Bluespark box, and we've got some numbers. Now bear in mind, when the car was stock and we had it on the dyno, it produced 193 horsepower and 426 newton meters of torque. Now with the Bluespark box, it's producing 216 horsepower and 478 newton meters of torque. Now the horsepower might not sound like a lot, but it's like around about 12% increase, but it's a newton meters. This car is a diesel, so it's the torque that drives this car. Now here's the graph anyway, that you guys can pretty much view. So the top figure there is the stock numbers, and then the bottom one, 216 odd horsepower. That is with the Bluespark box. And looking at the graph, it is, Ed, how would you say that? That's quite linear,
yeah, absolutely.
Progressive?
It's pretty linear. It's like a nice increase right through the rev range. So I mean, you can see like from here, pretty much from about 2200 RPM onwards, we've got a fairly solid increase in power right through the rev range. We've got a nice increase in torque. You're talking, you know, at least a sort of around a 60 Newton meter increase in torque through most of the rev range there. It's actually a bigger increase beyond peak, because the standard peak figure peaks and then dies off a bit. Here you've got a bit stauncher sort of torque band at that point. And yeah, it pulls right the way to redline. Typical for a BMW diesel, it holds power right the way through. Not like a lot of diesels where it'll start to fade out towards the top of the rev range. It's impressive that they always manage to do that.
And I think it's quite important as well, because these numbers are horsepower, they're not PS. So PS, it's 190 PS, and so that would equate to about 188 bhp or 187 bhp or whatever. So 215 horsepower is probably going to be in the region of about close to 220 PS, 218, 219, something like that. So overall, it is quite impressive. Now, if you guys are interested and found this video quite useful, definitely check out Bluespark Automotive. Check them out on Instagram. I'll leave the Instagram here, their website, all in the description of this vid. There is a discount code available if you're interested in a Bluespark box. I'm going to give you a full in-depth review of how this performs on the road with the car. That will be the next vid. But I can honestly go by how this box performed on my M140i, and it was phenomenal. There was no other word for it. I'd say the first step going towards, you know, increasing your power before, say, modifying your car in terms of remapping and what have you. And from these numbers, that what I can see, your remaps are not going to get you any more, like say, horsepower and newton meters, much more than what this tuning box is. So overall, I'm impressed with like my experience here today. A huge shout out to Ed and his team. And like I say, if you are interested in that Bluespark box, the discount code I'll drop here. It'll be DST10. Obviously DST is the DownShift Throttle channel. And hopefully guys, give it a like, share, subscribe, check out Ed and his company Bluespark Automotive, and hopefully guys, we'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye.
Thanks.